my friend. Welcome to today's session. I'm so honored that you're here. This session is all about shifting your chakras and aligning them to receive love. So if that sounds good, if that resonates, all you have to do is just continue watching this session. You can even say to yourself or aloud, I receive this Reiki healing from Anna, or you can type down below, I affirm, I attest, I'm open to receiving this healing. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Anna. I'm a Reiki Master practitioner and teacher. I am offering Reiki Level 1 certifications opening up in August, so I will leave that linked down below if you're interested in that. It's a 2-week course, and we'll be connecting via live stream through the course. It's been so amazing being able to connect with you, and we already have people signed up, so it's going to be really, really fun. And yeah, it's a wonderful thing. And all of my students have just been, I feel so connected to you, and that was one of my goals this year, was to be able to connect with you a little bit deeper. Because while I love these Reiki sessions for the collective, sometimes you just want to do something, just that little step closer. So that was my goal, and I'm just so honored that we get to connect in this way. But all you have to do for this session is just sit or lie back, relax, and just allow this healing to wash over you. I want you to start to melt into the Reiki table. And what this entails is really just, maybe on your exhale, giving your weight over to the table. And in this way, we start to trust that we are being held, starting with that foundation level of trust, trusting that we are safe to give our energy over. So I know that some of you have been struggling with love. Now this could be romantic love. This could be, love in your friendships. This could be self-love. You're really struggling with that most important relationship in your entire life, which is the relationship that you have with yourself. So this session is really going to be in support of attracting more of that love, kind of reprogramming your mind in order to receive that love, find that love. So we're going to begin with a little bit of an aura scan, scanning your aura. Because this is a chakra balancing, we're going to be going through and just ensuring that everything is aligned. And then we're going to be connecting all of your different chakras back to your heart space. But all you need to know is just that you're safe to just give over to this moment, to melt into the Reiki table, sink into the here and now. And just let the weight of the day just ooze off of you and down into the earth to be transmuted and recycled into something beautiful, fresh, and new. I'm going to begin with a little bit of an aura spray. Rose and frankincense. Charged in the light of as I'm filming this, it was just a full moon last night. Oh, that smells so good. And as I was going on a walk last night. I live in the mountains, and the moon was just rising over the mountains. And when it does that, it gives the illusion of it being a lot bigger than it is when it's up in the sky. It just looked enormous. It really took my breath away. So I feel like the spray is very potent. I love charging the sprays and whatever the moon is doing the night before our sessions. And sometimes if I make it the day of, maybe even the morning, I like to just charge it in the sunlight just for a little bit, just so it has that extra little sparkle. Okay, my dear, start to slow your breathing down a little bit if that's available to you. You can do a double inhale and then a sigh. I was just watching this thing about how that can really help to signal to our brains that we're safe, signal to our bodies that we're safe. So we can go in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. This is your time to treat yourself. This is your time to go inward. I want this time when we spend here together every Wednesday and Sunday. I want this time to feel like luxury to you. I want this to feel like your special time to care for yourself, to maybe invite in some growth and personal development. Also invite in some nurturing and caring, all through the lens of beautiful self-awareness. Right? That's the most empowering practice that we can engage in is self-awareness. Knowing yourself. Like we talked about, that relationship with yourself is the most vital relationship that you will ever have in your entire life. And so many of us just cut ourselves off from that relationship. We actively kind of sabotage that relationship with ourselves. But this is the relationship that we should be paying the most attention to, is our relationship with ourselves. And you know that because you've been here for a while. But we just really want to anchor ourselves in that beautiful relationship. And like all relationships, the relationship that we have with ourselves, it requires attention. We don't have to say it's hard. We don't have to say it requires a lot of work. If that feels disempowering, but you can just say, if I ignore it, like any relationship, it's going to fade, it's going to atrophy. But if I tend to it, if I nurture it, if I share my attention and cast the light of my attention and awareness onto myself and my relationship with myself, that is how I can strengthen and develop and learn how to be a better kind of partner to myself. I've been thinking about doing a session on self-kinship. Let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Keep that beautiful, slow breathing going. Opening yourself up to receive love can feel very scary, especially for those of us who maybe have experienced a lot of trauma, or maybe we have experienced relationships in the past that have presented a blockage or developed a blockage within us that have told us a story about maybe how worthy we are of receiving love, how worthy we are of being valued in a relationship, maybe even how lovable we are. And so it's just so important to recognize that that story is not the truth. If you are somebody who has a story about how unlovable you are, we just we reject that. That is not true. That is not true. You are so lovable just as you are. Everything about you is accepted here. Everything about you. All of you. And when we lean into that, it takes a lot of courage, but when we lean into that more vulnerable side, that's so powerful. So it seems like you're feeling a little bit ungrounded. Maybe you're feeling a little bit scared to trust. But you are safe to love yourself. You are safe to receive love. And you're safe to open yourself up to love again and to trust again. We just have to invite in, as with everything, this sense of awareness. What's going on? How is this energy impacting me? How is this person affecting me? Then processing that. We never act out of anger. We never impulsively chase our emotions or just kind of ride on the coattails of whatever emotions we happen to be experiencing. Instead, we are at the helm. We are in control. We notice what the waves of our emotions are doing, and then we navigate from there. But we can say, okay, we're going to keep batting up against this really rough current. My dad is a sailor, so nautical references. That's kind of a thing. But, when we keep battering up against this really choppy current, this really big waves, we have to recognize, is this serving me? Or do I need to navigate myself in a different direction? Kind of shift course here, tack, and start to decide, okay, this is what my emotions are telling me about the bigger picture, about what's going on, and using that higher self, connecting with that most aligned version of yourself as you move through those emotions. So that then you can say, okay, I have developed this relationship with myself where when my emotions come up and start to tell me this doesn't feel good, I'm uncomfortable in this situation, I feel lonely, I don't feel seen, I don't feel heard, I feel disappointed, I feel nervous, I feel energized. We are connected with those emotions, and now we can say, all right, I have all of the different aspects, all of this beautiful, not duality, but these so many different versions of myself, and my inner child might want me to respond like this, but I've done this work and I'm coming from this beautiful place of love. And so I say, little Anna or whoever, little one, dear little one, I hear what you're trying to say, and I'm going to do my best to protect you. But we're going to do it a different way. We're not going to lash out because someone was unkind. Instead, we are going to choose how to respond. And sometimes that responding is just going in a different direction. But all of this stems from love. And we have to recognize that our very core, at your very core, you are so worthy of love. So I think what we're mainly going to be focusing on here is the heart space and the root chakra, and we're going to be connecting these two spaces. The first thing you need, though, is a little bit of clearing. You need a little bit of clearing and cleansing. So hopefully you're a little bit more regulated now. So hopefully a slow, deep breath is much more available to you. It's a lot easier for you. So let's engage in some of that slow, deep breathing. Inhale that beautiful light. And exhale any tension. Just releasing tension. And a lot of the times when we release tension, we really allow ourselves to just melt. Releasing that tension helps us to sink more deeply into the present moment. Something funny starts to happen when we really commit ourselves to loving ourselves. People who are in contrast to that, they tend to kind of remove themselves in a way from our lives and our experiences. Whether they have a very strong reaction that makes us realize, oh, this isn't someone who's in alignment with the kind of deep love I have for myself. I'm gonna take a few steps in a different direction. Or it's very uncomfortable for them to see you loving yourself in this way, this deeply, and it either shines a light on ways in which they're not able to do that for themselves, or it's connecting to some kind of shadow aspect that makes them uncomfortable. And so then maybe you won't hear from them as often. But I have found that the more deeply we love and respect ourselves, our circle tends to refine itself, I'll say. And that doesn't mean that we can't send love to that person. But when we set boundaries to protect ourselves, that can make people uncomfortable, and we can set these boundaries with love and just say, on behalf of both of our and all of our highest, wisest selves, to say that to them. But as you're doing this kind of inner work, if you're feeling any shame about setting boundaries, which makes sense, the world kind of teaches us to be people pleasers and to not only not express our needs, but not have needs, which we all have needs. So, but if you have any of that shame around that, I'm just reminding you that to honor yourself is a beautiful act of love. It's a beautiful act of love. And kindness as well. One of the Reiki precepts is, just for today, I will be honest. I will live and work honestly. This is all about integrity. So the inside matches the outside. So if I really need or want something from someone, or there's something that I am sensing that doesn't feel right for me, our ability to say, I am going to do this. If this happens, I'm going to do this. Or you can just do that thing. But that integrity of inner and outer world, sometimes when we have experienced relationships where love was conditional, we can sometimes feel that those needs aren't safe to share. So we have to start with ourselves. Start by honoring our needs and wants in ourselves. And all of these aspects, if you're trying to call in romantic love, all of these aspects are helping you to align to a place where you are going to be magnetic and you are going to attract all of that beautiful love to you, because it's only from this place of self-love, of beautiful self-love, that we can then amplify and extend that loving energy outward. Okay, my dear. Okay, so I'm going to create a little crystal grid just all around your heart space. Okay? And I'm going to place these really gentle, loving crystals around your Anahata chakra, your heart chakra. Okay, so we're going to begin with a rhodochrosite. These are all loving crystals, and one crystal for serenity. So starting with that rhodochrosite, it's a great one to call in and attract romantic love, as is emerald. Those would be my two main crystals for that. I have Queen Anne's lace in my hair from my garden, and there are these there's two things that love it so much in our garden. Fireflies, they live inside the Queen Anne's lace, and these white, tiny baby white spiders. And I think they're called crab spiders or something like that. Anyway, I love them both so much, and we have so many fireflies here. We also have like basically an entire field of Queen Anne's lace, and I just cut a few of them. But I had a few of those little spiders on me and I had to release them outside. But every time I feel something on my arm, I think there's another one that's just gonna be there, and I'm gonna be like having all these tiny baby spiders. Sorry if you're scared of spiders. I love spiders so much, so, but anyway, if you see me going, that's why. But I checked them before, so they're all good. Everything is gone out of them. Anyway, I digress. Next up, I'm using this small but potent unikite. This is a great one for once you are in some of those beautiful relationships with others, friendships, working relationships, romantic relationships. This is a great one for collaborating, for working in a way that you understand the other person. You're kind of committed to understanding them. Placing that just there. Next up, I have this pink tourmaline. Very cheerful, loving stone. And now we have a ruby and fuchsite. This is a great one for relationships, to see things from their perspective. And I like that one because the ruby inside is in the shape of a heart. You probably can't see it. Just there. So we'll face that up. I like that combination too, that turquoise with that ruby color is beautiful. And then howlite. I want all of this to come from a place of serenity. So we're calling in love, not from a place of like, oh, I need this, I really want it, yearning, and that sort of intense, almost like, I don't want to say greedy, but that real kind of desperate energy. Instead, we're just leaning into trust. We're going to be balancing in the root chakra here, but I'm actually going to place that right on the root chakra there. Just to help you connect with that serenity, that trust that you're going to be okay, that love is on its way, that as you heal yourself, you attract love to you. And that these things, it's about that balance of yin and yang energies. And when we are too much in the yang energy of like, go, oh, it hasn't happened yet, then that means I'm not doing enough. We just have to shift and recognize that there's another way of doing things. We can do things in a different way. Yes, we all deserve love, but we don't deserve people. We're not entitled to anything, right? We're all deserving of love, and we all deserve love. And to love others and things like that. But we're not entitled to anybody's energy or time or love or attention. So it is just about having that awareness and recognizing that when we heal, we will attract more of that love into our lives. When we are willing to love from a pure, whole, beautiful, serene place. It's swirling with compassion, acceptance, forgiveness, and understanding. But yes, that energy is reciprocal. When we've met someone who is able to do that healing within themselves as well, and meet you there, and shift and evolve and grow, that is the deepest form of love, when you can stand beside each other and as both of you are growing and flourishing. If you can find a partner or a friend who celebrates your achievements, who honors your light and respects and admires who you are, what a beautiful thing. That's when you can really do the same for them and step into one of the most sacred connections of shedding love on someone else and then trusting enough to receive the love from them. So much healing can be done while we're waiting for love. You know, we can have this sense of, we can have this sense that, you know, we are just waiting and it's not happening and it's not happening. Maybe it is happening. Maybe it is on its way. Maybe things are shifting and things are opening up for you to receive the kind of love that you long for. And we just need to be present and do the kind of work for ourselves to open up these channels. A few more stones, rose quartz, universal unconditional love, rhodonite, acceptance, kunzite lepidolite, gentle healing love. Connecting these two spaces, trusting that you are loved by the universe, by Mama Gaia, by the energies that swirl all around you. This can be your foundation that all of your ancestors are shedding their light and love upon you. And just receiving that, being open to receiving that. You can ground yourself in your own self-love practice. Really grounding in the root chakra so that you are able to love from a very secure place. When we are not loving from a secure place, not moving through our lives from a place of grounding and that self-healing, when we don't trust our own inner guidance, but instead we seek everywhere in the kind of through the dark waters for that beacon of light. We're searching for the lighthouse to guide us. And when we search for that light outside of ourselves, what happens when that light goes out? Then we're lost in the torrent of the dark sea. When instead, if we have that inner compass, we know where we're going and how to get there, We are guided by something rich and internal. We are no longer tethered to the outside world and dependent on something that is changeable to remain stagnant, We can't expect the lighthouse to be on all the time if somebody else has to control that. Doesn't mean that we don't rely on others or trust others. It just means that if our whole sense of self is tethered to somebody else, it's very easy to be thrown off course. And we need to have that strength within us to ground in our own worthiness, in our own sense of what is right and what is wrong for us, in our own sense of self. Loving ourselves first is really the first step in that process. And if you want to ground in that self-love, my book, Self-Love, is a month of meditations. And each of those meditations is all about bringing you closer to yourself, helping you to love yourself more, helping you to become more familiar with what's going on the inside. Beautiful. I really like this grid, and this is nice. Let's take a few slow, deep breaths here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or your night. Again, if you did want to learn a little bit more about energetic healing, just to heal yourself and get yourself a little bit more aligned, understanding the chakras and what's going on in your aura and all of that, I will leave Reiki Level 1 course down below. It's so fun to connect with you. So I'll leave that all listed down below. All right, take really good care of yourself. Take good care of each other. And until we meet again, be so well. I love this grid. It's beautiful. Namaste. Hello, my lovely, lovely patrons. This session is going to be all about just like sending love into the hands. Our palms are these like entry and access points for so many different energies to flow in. So doing Reiki hand massages I find really helpful. So soothing. So I'm just going to be sending this energy towards you. I love using things from nature to send healing energy. You know I love using things like driftwood, stones, all the earthly elements. I love using water as a healing element. Good. So sending that love towards you, and see if you can just maybe breathe it in. Fill yourself up with that gorgeous, loving energy. Imagine the aroma just swirling in and flowing all through your body. two super empowering cards. You have this fiery energy, and you have like the earth and the roots and the ancestors. It's like star and earth and fire. Find as comfortable a position as you can. Maybe close your eyes. You could lie down, whatever feels right for you. And let's begin today with gratitude. Whatever position you find yourself in,